Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most important night of the year of this election cycle. It is election night 2024, and we are here today to talk about what might happen with the election. We will probably have no results coming out of this election tonight because of the circumstances involving mail-in votes, but we already have a winner in Kentucky, and we already have a winner in Vermont. These were the safe states. So right now, Trump has won Kentucky and Harris has won Vermont. So right now, it is
And
8-3.
also won Indiana.
Yep, that is pretty much the safe states already that we already knew, or I already knew going in that that was going to be the outcome. This race is going to be decided in particular instances. The 7 battleground states that I'm going to point out to you right here: Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada. These 7 battleground states are the states to look at because these states are the ones that are going to determine the outcome of this election. Hello, we got Sketchity here. We got Alex in the chat. We have already people piling in. We already are not getting, the map is not really updated yet. We're getting those
updates. And I'm the only co-host here, guys. So
yes,
bear with me.
Yes. For Sylph and for Mooney, this was a little bit too anxiety driven for them. So I completely understand because everybody's on edge. They have no idea what's going to happen. But we already have our polls closing in one of the battleground states in Georgia. Right now, they are not going to be announcing those results yet because it's too early to call. Sketchity already wants a 360 or 365 for Harris. That would be considered a landslide. That's like the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, according to one of the people that I watch that does that's pretty accurate. Well, not pretty accurate, but I would say I trust with their political expertise. The worst case scenario is that Harris has 276 electoral votes, which is still the amount that you need to win. The realistic one is she gets about 315, and the best case is like 355. But that would mean that she would win Florida and Iowa, which has always been, for the past 2 election cycles, have been Trump states. But so far, it's still way too early to call. Mr. L's in the chat. Hello. Everybody piling in. It's not going to be a night with us that's going to, all right, the map just changed. We have our first state on the board. That is Kentucky, which is Circus's state.
I just supported you and you guys.
Yeah, this is a safe state that has always been a safe state for Republicans for I don't even know how many election cycles. I can't even remember the last time Democrats won Kentucky. But this is going to be a situation where we're going to start seeing a lot of this is going to be a situation where we're going to start seeing a lot of the safe states coming in with their automatic electoral votes. Sketchity's already putting a Trump 19, Harris 3. Okay, let's talk about the Red Mirage for a second, because I know people are already going to be thinking like, oh my God, Trump's ahead, Trump's ahead, Trump's ahead. Here's the thing about the Red Mirage. The Red Mirage is when these votes start coming in, it's going to start looking like it's in Trump's favor. Trump tonight might be already saying, and I shouldn't say might, but he's already going to start declaring victory. And when that happens, what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to convince Republicans to stop counting the votes and just accept the results as it is. And there's going to be either Democrats like lawyering up and trying to sue the states when they do that. And they're going to try to steal the election that way. That's like kind of what they tried to do in 2020. It did not work that time. It's different now because this is 2024. So this is automatically, people are already being fearful about that. And people have a right to be fearful about that because they have no idea exactly what's going to happen in that scenario. But I just want to let people know when that Red Mirage, if that happens, it's going to start looking like it's going to go towards Trump. But then what's going to happen is those mail-in votes are going to start coming in. And if the mail-in votes are starting to go for Democrats a lot more often, then you're going to start seeing the change in It's the change in the votings and stuff. So we already have Indiana going to Trump again. That's a swing state. I'm not a swing state, but that's a safe red state. Has been for many cycles. So,
I blame Alex. He voted for Trump.
Oh, is he in Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But like we said, Vermont's already gone to Harris. They have not updated that map yet. This is slowly coming in. I'm also keeping track of the Senate races. So right now, we have the senator from Indiana winning, and we have Bernie Sanders winning Vermont. No big surprise there. Bernie Sanders beat out the Republican over there. Yeah, that should be no surprise.
She says no sex for him.
No, well, I mean,
y'all be on your best behavior. I'm moderating the chat on YouTube as well.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. So in the House right now, we have 11 Republicans already winning there. And again, this is Indiana and Kentucky because these are the first states that are getting voted in. So right now for the House, because we're also keeping a track of the House. We're also keeping a track of the Senate because those are just as important as anything because Mr. L says Bernie is still doing stuff. Yes, he's still the senator of Vermont. Like even though he stopped running for president, he's still the senator from Vermont, and so he's not changing any of that whatsoever.
Every time I think of Bernie Sanders, I always think about the meme him sitting in his coat and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yes, the infamous meme that happened. All right. So like I said, folks, we're not going to be up all night because there's no way to stay up all night with this. They're going to keep going until they announce a winner, and they still have to look at the result. Yeah, that's Vermont, like I said. And then South Carolina also, that's always been a safe red state for Trump as well. So no big surprise there. But like I said, this is already looking like a red mirage in certain situations for people. So don't believe the red mirage just yet because this is going to be a situation where you still haven't counted the battleground states yet. You still haven't counted the safe blue states, which California is, which is most of the Northeast. New York is a safe blue state as well.
We got stuff to do also later.
Nah, I'm not. I guess I got to work tomorrow too. And like I said, they probably won't announce the winner until tomorrow anyway.
Red is in the lead for Georgia and Florida.
What?
I'm looking at Google right now. It says Georgia and Florida is in the red, in the leads for red.
Again, that's just like they're starting to count it early. We'll see how it goes until we get like the official results and everything.
We got another one, Vermont.
Yeah, well, Vermont's already on the board.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take a look at some of the
because Trump's got 19 electoral votes.
Yeah, again, you need 270 to win. And again, these are probably, and again, we've just seen a bunch of the safe states coming up right now. So I know everybody right now is just like anxiety driven because they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So, and we won't start seeing anything until 10. Well, 10 is when the Nevada one goes down, starts closing. So.
Damn. Robert Kennedy only has 0.1%.
Well, I mean, yeah, because he tried to get out of as many states as possible because he wanted to try to give Trump an advantage, but he was still stuck in several places. So there was no way for him to get out of those in time because he waited too long. He waited too long to drop out. And like I said, people, regardless of what happens tonight, just remember that the best thing to prepare yourself for is to do grassroots organizing, because that's ultimately what's going to be beneficial going forward. This is just a way, again, this is not just voting for one individual person. You're voting for an entire administration and you're voting for a certain political ideology. But as much as the grassroots organizing thing is going to help, you just got to keep pushing no matter what happens. Because the more that happens, the more likely chances are you're going to be able to get the results that you want. Because this is a long-term game. Politics has always been a long-term game. It has never been like, oh, you get this one thing and then everything is good after that. No, this is a situation where you just got to keep edging along because you got to think about future generations from now and everything. So regardless of what happens, don't give up and don't quit. Okay. Because even if Harris wins, there's still going to be a lot of groundwork to do when it comes to getting the policies that she might waver on that a lot of the people want to see. So,
yeah, they're like saying in Florida is 51.3% for Donald Trump, and in Georgia is 54.4% for Donald.
Well, again, we'll see how close that those numbers keep going.
I'm just
we also got to count on the mail
over here, Joey.
I know. Don't need to, again, like I said, it's only, they're coming in very slowly. So those numbers can obviously change. People are just going to keep harping on those numbers because that's just like, it's just, the anxiety is coming in. Everybody's like wondering what's going to happen, and everybody's going to try to wanting this whole election thing to be over so they can start relaxing. Sketchity's already saying Harris is leading Georgia.
And Arizona's result ain't coming in until
that's not coming until 9:00 tonight. So by that time we're probably already going to get to some sleep or something. But they're going to do most of the East Coast and tonight, not get to the West Coast until 10. Because
Harris got Georgia definitely.
Yeah, here's the thing about the swing states. Some of the political commentators that I watch are predicting that Harris is going to win all the swing states, maybe lose one of them, but Joe Biden won 6 out of the 7 battleground states last time around, and people are saying that Harris is probably going to win the same amount. Again, that's just a prediction, but they're already looking at early polling numbers from before this election night even happened. And they were already starting to see signs that Harris was gaining ground in these battleground states because there was a lot of young voters that are now coming out. Like, I think the percentage was like in the 200%, like 200%, like more young voters were voting in like the battleground states of Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia. If she flips NC in the shelf, it's over. Oh yeah. Look, here's the thing. If she wins Pennsylvania, Trump has going to have a very hard time trying to gain some traction because Pennsylvania is probably the most important state. So when Trump won Pennsylvania, in 2016, a lot of people said that he already won before everything else happened.
They're counting in Virginia right now.
Okay, well, Virginia is going to go to Harris. That's pretty much been a safe blue state for the past 2 election cycles. So there's probably not going to be that much difference in Virginia. Like I said, we'll keep track of the battlegrounds. The battlegrounds are really the most important in this scenario because I can tell you right now, California is going to go to Harris, Oregon, Washington State, Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, and Minnesota, and then she's going to get all of Northeast except for Maine's, I believe it's Maine's 2nd district, because Maine and Nebraska are the only 2 states that have separated their votes, not just a state, but different districts. Maine has 2 districts that vote separately, and they're 1 electoral vote each, and Maine has 2 state votes. Nebraska has 2 state votes, but then Nebraska also has 3 separate districts that are 1 electoral vote each. Trump tried to make it so that Nebraska just completely took those districts away and just made it a full-on state thing because he was afraid that Harris was going to win Nebraska's 2nd district, which is Omaha, which is the major city in Nebraska, and that usually goes to Democrats, and she's up by 20 points over there. So it's most likely she's winning that district, which he was like, no, that can't go to her. So he was trying to get the government to do that. And Nebraska's like, are you kidding me? No, thank you. So again, it's already we've already 15 minutes into this. So I don't want anybody to feel anxious. I don't want anybody to feel just doom or despair yet, because, this is probably not going to start. We're not going to start seeing these numbers change until very late tonight. But by the time that happens, the show's going to be over. And by the time we come back tomorrow for a show, we'll probably have the results. And if not, we'll put the map up and see how far it goes. Because I believe it wasn't until a Thursday that we ended up finding out that Joe Biden won the election back in 2020. I believe it took us until, oh God, I remember doing a live show when the results came out. It was like around 11:30 in the morning when it happened. And I was like, okay, that's the result. And I remember the Tuesday when Circus and I did this 4 years ago, we were just like, okay, nothing's really happening. We're just going to go to bed early. I think it was only like a 1 hour show, really, because we were just so bored. It's like, okay, we're not really seeing anything right now except safe states. But one of the major things that people have said, the main reason why Trump will lose is because of the Madison Square Garden rally that happened last week. If anybody doesn't know what happened, they did this big rally in Madison Square Garden. All the Republicans went there. They said it was very similar to 1939 when a lot of the American Nazis took over Madison Square Garden and did like an entire pro-Hitler thing. Because remember, in America, there were a lot of pro-Nazis in several of these areas. So they said it was very similar. Tony Hinchcliffe, who considers himself a stand-up comedian, he went up there and basically called Puerto Rico an island of garbage. When that happened, it pissed off so many people that it ended up making so that Puerto Ricans were like, who are on the fence, and they were trying to think like, oh, who am I going to vote for? There were several people that were like, oh, fuck this. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for Harris, because of that specific thing that happened at the rally over there. So this is becoming a situation where if he loses, that might be the biggest reason why he lost, is because of that rally. And also saying that he wants to have like Hitler type soldiers in his cabinet, and he's going to go after the enemy within, which is people here in America. He says that anybody that's against him, he's going to try to arrest them, and all this other stuff. And he's been publicly saying that in front of just in front of people, and the news has been pointing this out every single time, and people are just like, okay, enough of this crap. But it also might, if you're looking at an alternate point of view, you could also say that it's going to be emboldening. What?
Georgia went Republican.
Wait, did they already call it?
No, but that's what the lead is so far. That's what.
Okay. I'm not gonna believe it until they say they actually called it. So, because I don't know how much they counted Atlanta yet.
No, I'm waiting on it. But it went from blue to red again.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's still too early to call. So yeah, they're already saying Georgia's still too early to call. So North Carolina in about 10 minutes. North Carolina's polls are going to close. Pennsylvania closes in about 45 minutes. Arizona, Michigan, and Wisconsin, they'll close in 45 minutes. And then Nevada closes at 10. So that's mostly just going to be the battleground states. That I'm going to be mostly focusing on.
Woo! It's going to be a long night for our country.
What?
So it's going to be a long night for this country.
I know. I mean, this is, like I said, this is one of the most important nights of the year because everything rides on this.
Ain't it fun, guys?
Oh. All right, I'm trying to see exactly. Okay, so we got 35 Republicans winning their House races. You are voting for Monokuma. Look, even Monokuma hates Trump. There's actually
period.
There's people there that Monokuma actually was like, oh wait, why is Mr. L cringing?
He's afraid of Monokuma being president.
Oh, okay.
They're probably going to get killed.
You haven't seen this part in Danganronpa yet, but there is a clear Trump joke that they put in Danganronpa V3, and Monokuma basically makes fun of Trump.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that game actually came out like a year after Trump got elected. So there's definitely like some Trump jokes in there, because even the Mono Cubs are just like, fuck that guy. And Mono Cubs like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh, we got Chester in here. Hi, Chester. Ow, you're hurting me. Go play, baby. According to Virginia, Republicans are in the red.
I keep forgetting how kind of new that game is. Well, it's only been a 7-year game. It came out in 2017, so it's only 7 years old.
Uh-huh. Come here, little guy. Mama can't see the screen. So how's everybody's weekend going? Or weekday or whatever?
We go. Yeah, when the weekends haven't even been here yet. Wow, they already called
everybody's weekend.
All right, there's nothing much going on right now. They're just talking right now. And I'm also keeping track of what's going on in my state, because recreational marijuana is on the ballot, and making sure abortion stays legal is on the ballot. So those are like the two most important things I'm keeping track of for Florida. Alex's weekend was good.
Yeah, he got third place in Special Olympic bowling.
Oh, nice. Congrats, dude.
Everybody's going to have a headache tonight. Well, I guess it's better we choose our leaders than get voted in by one king or queen.
Well, yeah, then we would have a monarchy, but we don't have a monarchy here.
Well, you can always tell about the giraffe story.
No, I'd rather not do that tonight. Mr. L says, my week is going okay, except for the pack. People voted for a felon and a liar. Like, you gotta expect that, especially from racists and sexists. Okay, like that's gonna be like the most prominent thing that people vote against Harris is because of that. Because white people mostly vote for Republicans anyway, the majority of them, I should say. That's just been the case for like 50 years now.
Did they
Mr. L says it's D&D tonight. Okay. Well, are you playing live or are you playing with friends online?
If you're live, you can share the link. Yes. That'd be interesting. Any updates?
Polls are closing in North Carolina. Like I said, I'm not.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay, 38% in for Florida Amendment 3. We got 56% saying yes. We need a 60% threshold in order to get it. 58% say yes for abortion in Florida. So we need a 60% threshold in order for it to happen. Mr. L's going online at 9:00 tonight. Okay, so in about an hour and a half from now.
You have a link?
I don't know if my thing is going to automatically say no links, because that happens.
Let me check the main chat.
Virginia flipped Harris. New Hampshire leads Harris. Again, you have to win. Sketchy. You have to wait until they actually say like the results are in. Don't believe everything that you see right off the bat. And Virginia didn't flip Harris because again, Virginia had been a Democratic state for the past 2 election cycles. So, true. And people weren't necessarily worried about Virginia because she was pretty high up in the polls in that. No, I'm feeling very ESPN tonight. What do you mean by that, Sketchy? Are you saying that you're just you're just doing play-by-play?
Uh-huh.
Again, you're gonna drive yourself crazy doing that.
Maybe Sketchy needs to be up here to be the announcer.
No. We don't need to do that. It's not over until the llama cat dances. I hope I make it to a state in Boeing. What's that mean?
That's how he spells bowling. Bowling.
Oh, okay.
I think he's dyslexic a bit. That's why he can't spell properly.
All right. Already people Sketchity's already anxiety's already kicking in.
Crazy. I am.
It's like when people like hit that refresh button just to see like our current results going in and out and stuff.
Sketchy's being the stalker for fucking like this election tonight.
Most people are. I'm not going to put that just on Sketchity. There are so many people that are so nervous. I mean, when you have people that are literally going out of their way to say, I did not sleep last night because I'm so worried about this election. I'm so worried about where the direction of this country is going. And everybody's like on their toes, like wondering what's going to happen. I like I said, I can only go off of the evidence that I saw in exit polls, and I can only go off the evidence that I was seeing from early voting numbers, and they look good for Harris right out of the gate. So, of course, anything can happen in this election. So, you know, you don't always want to go off of those things, but from what I was seeing and from what political commentators were already saying, like this has already been like people are starting to feel confident in certain areas. It's so confident that they were doing predictions earlier, which usually they don't do.
Virginia right now is Kamala.
Yeah, not surprising.
Wait, it flipped back to Republican. So, yeah, this is interesting.
Oh yeah, my humanity is at stake. Of course, definitely. Like I could lose my civil rights because of my color. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying people are just going to be like very, very anxious about this because like people think that, you know, people are thinking if Trump, I mean, not thinking, they know this will happen, but Trump would just take a lot of people's rights away.
Now it's back to blue.
All right, we got an elect. Wait, what? Wait, they're already putting out an election alert. I can't see it.
No, I was talking about like on Google. It said like it's going between Kamala and the Republicans back and forth in Virginia right now.
Oh yeah, because they're like I said, counting all the votes still.
But I'm just saying right now it's at blue.
Yeah.
On state map on Google. Yeah. Just to keep everyone updated. Politics. Yeesh.
Salt saying it's been nice knowing you guys. Oh, Salt.
Salt, come here. Give me a hug. It's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay.
Yes, look, no matter what happens, like I keep saying, no matter what happens, you keep on fighting. Don't try to fall too much into despair so much because, you know, grassroots organizing has had a long-term effect over hundreds of years. Even in some of the worst times that this country has been through, grassroots organizing has done a lot to prevent a lot of stuff, bad stuff from happening. So, and by the way, there's going to be plenty of people out there in this country that are going to keep fighting and they're not going to allow this to stop from happening. Even if Harris wins, which is the best case scenario for people in this country, they're still going to keep fighting because Harris still has not done a lot of things that people want on the ground. So there's going to be a lot of ground game going on during this. And, you know, people are already preparing for, you know, those type of scenarios. So, you know, whatever happens, you got to be able to go in the next day and say, okay, time to get back to work and try to fight for the things that you want, even if that means you have to join a local political organization in your town or something like that.
Just remember, keep fighting a good fight, guys.
Yeah.
Just remember, don't let the fucking government take away the freedoms that you already have.
Yeah, and remember, the people are the ones that decide whether we get the rights or not. It's the you know, people automatically think the government's responsible for all that. No, it's the people that do that. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Yeah, I mean, look what happened in France. I mean, France tried to get, there was a election in France where they were trying to get a right-wing politician in, but the French people said no. They even did so when it came to, what is this? They have an election alert here going on.
What's going on?
Oh, Donald Trump won West Virginia. Okay, no surprise there. That's another safe red state. Not surprising on that front.
Well, I told you it kept flipping back and forth.
Well, that was West Virginia that they called. I'm talking about Virginia. The Virginia one is that one's been too early to call for North Carolina. Yeah, we're already getting the well, I already have it as well. The map here that I have, it says 28-3. And again, we're not counting any of the blue safe states yet. These are mostly just been red states so far.
And I keep looking on Google time to time to see what's going on.
Okay, so the Senate seat in West Virginia just flipped to the Republicans. So that's a net gain for them, because in West Virginia, it was a Democrat, but then that Democrat ended up not going for re-election. So it looks like we have our first change in the Senate, which is just going to be as important. The House and the Senate are going to be just as important in this thing, because that's the legislative branch. And the legislative branch is just another check on the executive branch, which is the president, and the judicial branch is the Supreme Court. So now,
Carolina is like Republicans is leading South Carolina.
Well, I mean, South Carolina was already called. Manchin, who was a Republican in disguise. Yeah.
And right now, Virginia is red. I mean, blue. Sorry. It's been a long night.
Yeah.
I'm seeing too many blues and reds. See, it's just showing leads on South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida on Google's.
Yeah, not even the TV. Not even the TV is really calling those numbers yet.
New Hampshire is being blue so far.
Yeah, that's a safe blue state in a lot of people's eyes. All right, here's the exit polls. These are important. Non-white voters, Harris, 73%. Trump, 25%. So these are the exit polls. So marginalized people are voting tremendously. Trump's support among non-white voters in 2020 was 19%. In 2024, it's 25%. So he actually increased by 6%. Oh, this is in North Carolina. Sorry. Yeah, white voters, Trump 61%, Harris 39% in North Carolina. And this is not overall. So we're already seeing exit polls from North Carolina. Democrat support amongst white voters actually increased by 6 points from 2020. It was at 33%. Now it's at 39%. So she's actually been gaining traction with white voters.
So don't freak out. It's not over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, it won't be over until they make the announcements.
Like I said, we're all going to be all right in the end.
It took me a while to realize, but I was watching 20 minutes behind. Oh, okay. Sorry, so let me just stay alive. All right. Right now in Florida, Trump has a 8-point lead in Florida. They're looking at Miami-Dade right now. Miami-Dade County, where Miami is, Trump's got an 11-point lead in Miami-Dade. But in my county, Harris is winning.
It's all said about your point about grassroots.
Yeah, sure. Now. Maybe about your point about grassroots now that I've caught up. yeah, sure, in the long term, maybe 50 to 100 years will be fine. Well, I mean, again, politics is a very long game, and it may take generations. I mean, even when we had the 3 Supreme Court justices that Trump put in, people were saying it's going to take probably 40 years before things start changing because of the judicial branch. Okay, Mr. L's leaving because they're going to do a podcast about Animorphs. Long live the Llama Cat Empire. And Salt says that the planet will be on fire by then, so I'm a lot less optimistic.
I'm just to the point now. I'm tired of this planet. It's the people.
Oh, wow. Harris is doing a lot better in Rockdale County, Georgia than Biden did. All right. Harris is leading in North Carolina already by 12%. That's only 1% in with voters. Yeah, Del Cobb and Glenwood County in Georgia isn't counted yet. Yeah, we're not even counting. And Russia sent bomb threats to polling places. Yeah, I mean, listen, Republicans have been trying to set polling boxes on fire. They've been trying to stop this election because they're always fearful of a Democrat win. You know, when they're doing that, that means that they're afraid that Trump's going to lose. So they're trying to do everything they can to stop this from happening. Even not considering long-term consequences. Well, I mean, yeah, Republicans just don't give a shit. Compared to Democrats, Republicans just don't give a shit about the long-term stuff. They only think about themselves. Oh,
it's all about control anyways, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, political ideologies. Okay, so let's see. In Florida, 67% of the vote is in, and Trump has an 8-point lead over there. Oh, wow. 5% already in Virginia. And okay, I was like, wow. No wonder why it's going back and forth. It's only 5%.
Yeah.
That's still
like I
nothing.
said, it keeps flip-flopping back and forth.
Again, because that's like 5%. And I'm like, okay, that's like, it can't be that high when I was like, no, it's only like 95% of it hasn't even been counted yet. Democracy, as we know it, dies here if the unfortunate scenario happens. Well, look, there's going to be plenty of people on the ground game that are going to fight against that. So, okay, North Carolina, 2% in. Harris is leading by 38 points in North Carolina. 38 points, 2% in. And there's a difference between 41,000 votes. And who knows if that's going to change. Right now, the popular vote, Trump has a 10-point lead, but that's only 7% of the votes in. We still have 93% more to go.
Chester, who are you going to vote for? Oh, you're going to vote
Salt
for
says, anyway, enough doom and gloom for me. Salt, I'm always here to talk.
Yeah.
Georgia, 9% in. Trump has I'm trying to do the math here, 22-point lead. But again, that's very low. Still too early to call.
Let's remember, it's all coming in slowly.
Yep.
It's going to be a boring show tonight, guys, so bear with us.
Yeah, and if you want to get off early, you can always let me know, Circus.
I'm fine. I got the kitty. And I'm here to keep you updated a bit what I find out. All I'm doing is just petting my son. Let me see what's going on the map now. Whew.
And don't worry, I'm keeping track of it because the TV's now posting everything. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Play some games while waiting. Well, I really don't have any games to play right now.
North Carolina is blue.
Oh, yeah, like I was saying before, she's got a 38-point lead right now.
Mm-hmm. Ohio is in Republican.
Oh, yeah, that's a safe red. That's a safe red state.
And so far, that's all I got. That's new that just popped up.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I already know Ohio's going to Trump again. That's a safe red state.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't worry, we got a game playing this week. We started with Danganronpa
Yeah,
3.
we got Danganronpa going on.
And we are going to talk about this stuff tomorrow. So that's something we can look forward to. I don't know what Joe has up for the game for tomorrow for the
Well,
background.
if depending on how Sylph's feeling up with to play anything, then I find it hard. I found it hard to play Pokemon Yellow while I was trying to share screen it because it was like being a little glitchy.
Right.
Again, I need to get a new computer anyway.
I know. I need to get a fucking capture card so I can start helping you guys out on Wednesdays about this. I bought one, but I don't know where the hell I put it. Yeah, Sylph likes to play some of the games on Wednesdays. That's not always Joe.
Yeah. Sylph usually plays the games on Wednesdays because they come in with some good stuff.
Yeah, they've been playing like Pokemon lately, and they refuse to make their Pokemon
Caterpie evolve.
Caterpie evolve. Joey knows I like blink out half the time. Well, Joey
Salt's like, oh, I can never tell who's doing what. Well, Sylph usually does Wednesdays. I usually do Fridays with the games decisions, and then weekends sometimes. I got to start playing Mario Party again. But I've been dating somebody right now, so my Saturdays have been pretty busy with that. So
now you know who's doing the games on what day.
Yeah. But usually during Wednesdays too, while Sylph plays the game, I usually talk about the news that's going on or any other topics that Sylph brings up or Mooney or Circus bring up. We try to usually go into that as well.
Oh, someone's supposed to give me a Xbox 360, so maybe that'll work in our favor when I get it.
All right. Georgia right now, Trump has a 23-point lead. It's 10% in right now. Working weekends. What do you mean? What do you mean working weekends?
They're talking about your weekend, as you see. I guess you're saying yours.
Oh, well, I don't work weekends. No, I only work.
Maybe they're talking about your sex life, hon.
Oh, well, no, I'm not doing that. All right, they're trying to do what if scenarios right now.
You're carbon dating someone, right? Who'd you dig up, they asked.
You're carbon dating someone? Who'd you dig up? Well, I'm not going to go into it, Salt.
Joey's dating life is very private, guys.
Yeah, I don't like to talk. I don't like to talk about my.
Unlike me, I will talk about my dating life. I don't give a shit. Hell, my boyfriend's in the chat now. Let me see if any more states are counting votes.
Not yet. All right, they're doing coverage in Wisconsin right now on the TV. Battleground alert. Oh. All right, polls are closing at 9. It's not even 9 yet. It's not even 8 o'clock yet.
Ohio's went back to no results yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, again, Ohio's going to Trump. All right, Alex is going to practice bowling tomorrow.
You forgot the N at the... I sent him a message about how to spell it properly. And it's been raining like cats and dogs here today, so I'm kind of iffy about it. Because we live in Tornado Alley. Okay, it's back on the map. He's in the lead again, the Republicans.
Doesn't it take until around the end of the week for true results? Yeah, it's technically. They call it pretty much like either tonight or, well, not usually tonight, but they usually, for the 2021, they called it 2 days after election night for it because it was pretty clear that Biden won Pennsylvania. But yeah, we won't know like the 100% results until the end of the week, and that's when they'll
Let's
finally
pray it's
say,
not a
"Yay,
George
someone won."
Bush scenario, how he won his first time.
Yeah, you guys don't even do digital voting after all. Digital voting? No, we don't do. We do mail-in ballots, but we don't do voting over online. If that's what you mean, Salt.
Look, I'll say this: I didn't vote at all because I'm not going to be part of the evil.
All right. Amendment 2 for Florida. That's the one where they're trying to prevent people from, okay. 55% for Amendment 3. We need a 60% threshold in order for that to happen. And half of the votes are already in. All right. Half of the votes are in for Amendment 4. And it's 57%. All right. Exit polls, North Carolina. People age 65 and up, 52% Trump. No surprise there. Older people usually vote Republican, but it's 47% for Harris. No, we don't do electronic voting. Wow, Democrat support actually increased by 7 points from 2020 amongst 65 and plus olders in North Carolina. For people aged 18 to 29 in North Carolina, Harris has a 51% lead amongst young voters in North Carolina. These are the exit polls. These are important because wow, and that's actually an 8-point increase from 2020. So they're actually gaining ground in North Carolina with these exit polls. Oh wait, no, that's Trump's support. Sorry, that's an 8-point increase for Trump and with young voters.
So far, Trump has 54.9% of the votes. Harris has 44.2% of the votes.
Lunatics, disgrace to my generation. Well, you have to also understand it's the ecosystem of where they're at, if you think about it.
What are you, Salt? A millennial? Or
18 to 29, that's mostly Zoomers. All right, North Carolina, Harris has she's like got 67% of the vote in North Carolina, but there's still a lot to count.
I know. She's leading so far.
Yeah, but that could change.
In Virginia, she's leading. Let me refresh this page.
You don't need to refresh it because they're always doing live updates.
I know.
Yeah, 2% in 2% in for votes for North Carolina right now.
She has 44%. Trump has 55.1%.
In 12 minutes, we'll start getting Pennsylvania. Just because one media's environment is shit doesn't mean one has to make the world shit for everyone else. Yeah, that's the thing, Salt. They don't see it that way. In a lot of ways, they see race and gender in these scenarios. If you're voting, and it's religious too. Vote as a collective, not as an individual. Yes, I agree with that, and I've been saying that ever since I started voting myself. But there are some people that are, they're voting collectively. If you really think about it, they're voting collectively because they don't want the black woman to win in that scenario. If they're voting for Trump in that scenario, but Americans are too individualistic to accept that. All right, Harris is 18% in for Virginia, 56.6% for Harris. That's a 15-point lead, which is actually, that would be considered a safe state for Virginia. That would be a safe state for Democrats. And again, this is all the votes that are being counted right now are mostly live votes because they're not going to do the mail-in ballots until later on.
And I need a snack while we're waiting. I got jerky. Anybody want some?
I don't get racism either. Well, I mean, it's been pretty ingrained in us, specifically in America, for 400 years.
At the end of the day, we're all the same inside.
You know, Georgia's too early, North Carolina's too early, so they're not really focusing on those until later tonight. But there cannot be bias, or it's just maltreatment.
Harris has 43.9%, and Trump has 55.2%
For what?
votes.
For what? If one hates a group, one should hate the general collective too. I mean, that's what it is for Republicans. They just hate everybody that's not white. So I said this, like I said, it's a fight between two political ideologies. One is just very it's just very pro-white, and the other one is very multicultural. Those are the political ideologies, and one's either fight. So it's either going to go in one of two ways: either enough white people vote, or they just get everything that they need for white people, or it's going to be a multicultural vote where hundreds of thousands of people are going to be going out to vote because they want to see somebody that they want to stop white supremacists from taking over the country, and B, they want to stop it so that men stop treating women horribly. So that's what's going on in this scenario right now.
Let's face it, women's going to treat men like shit no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's going to win this country. As coming from a woman. Okay, New Hampshire is...
Wait, you say that too, for whatever insane reason, minorities also consciously vote against their own interests. Well, it depends on the situation also, because I was actually, one of the things that Harris had to do is she had to really not try to portray herself as like the liberal black person from California, because even that sets off black people, because this country is not as progressive as people might think. So she had to really try to paint herself in a way that doesn't really turn off people in that scenario. In a lot of people's political stances, she actually ran a better campaign than Trump because of that. So they're banking on that for them to be successful. We'll see if that happens. I mean, obviously, it's still early. We still got more to come with that. And yes, sometimes people vote against their best interests because of the factors of where they are, where they live, and also it's because of their surroundings, and it's also because of what they grew up listening to. I mean, if they've been surrounded by, a lot of misogyny and a lot of sexism and a lot of racism, they're just going to go up against it because that's just the way that our American ecosystem gets to be sometimes.
And let me tell you, Kentucky is full of racists. Because I grew up around people calling like black people color and all that shit.
Yeah.
And they're still using the N-word when it comes to black people. And it's pretty bad when the black people's also calling themselves the N-word. This is how I see it. We're all people. We're all trying to survive day to day. Any updates? Okay, it got spooky in here, guys. Ooh.
Oh, Alex is saying agree. Oh, am I behind on this? Oh, I am.
Harris has 43.8 still. Trump has 55.3% of the votes. It's I know, right, Salt?
It's a miracle humanity progressed beyond isolated tribes. And if you think about it, it was a lot worse back then than it is now.
Basically, we're just practically cavemen, but a little bit more advanced with technology. But it still scares me that we all still act like zombies when it comes to our phones too.
Well, that's capitalism. They got people to start. They got people to got some. It's like, no, I shouldn't say that. It's a miracle. America lasted as long as it did. Well, I mean, if you think about, some people are saying that America is an empire and that one day that it will start soon to fall, because empires don't always last forever. So
we're kind of cracking.
The
How do you say that?
What?
Well, we're kind of cracking as an empire so far because we're barely can stay afloat.
Right, let me see exactly.
I'm
trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure that I got my thing that I have to do here. Hold on. All right, we'll probably stop the stream at about 9:45 ish, or maybe even earlier than that, so that I can get some sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we probably won't. This stream we'll probably won't know until the results. So,
like I said, it's gonna be a long, boring night.
It's just gonna be a long night in general, and a long week too. So, again, a lot of votes have to be counted, and even the mail-in ballots have to be counted. So, when the mail-in votes start to be counted, that's when things start really changing because those live votes get counted first, like I keep saying. And again, how long does it usually take? The pandemic, it took like a couple of days. And I remember in 2016, we found out at around midnight, I want to say. And then in 2012, I remember it was like 11 o'clock or something. Again, I'm not an American, just in America. Why do live votes get counted anyway? Why not just count real time? I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of that. All right, they're talking about Douglas County, Georgia. Harris has got a pretty marginal lead, and 66% of the 66% of that vote get counted. Clayton County, Georgia, she is up immensely, like 70 points in that county.
So it's like, but obviously withhold the results.
Well, again, they'll make projections. And again, like I said, the Red Mirage looks like it's happening. He hasn't really declared victory yet. So, all right, we're talking statewide right now. Trump has I want to say 23-point lead in Georgia right now.
Let me look at the percentage.
Say points, when you're looking at points, are you referring to percentage? Yes, I am, because that's how they judge it.
Right now, Harris is at a 44.1%, and Trump is at a 54.9%.
Yeah, it's like, no, percentage, Saul, percentage. Yeah, Pennsylvania is about to close in a minute. This is the most important state out of all of them.
And like we're trying to keep you up to date with the percentages and stuff. Because not all
when I say points, I also mean the difference between the two candidates.
There's like, 10 states that's been voting in already?
Pretty much. I mean, we already have like 5 states already confirmed, and we still got 45 more to go.
Yeah, we got like 40 more states to go.
So, and we still don't have any of the battleground states on the board yet.
Right. I know, it's odd. Hell, California's not even.
Oh, California is going to be a safe state anyway.
I was about to say they're not even up yet. Nor Texas.
Yeah, that's going to go. That's mostly going to go to Harris. Texas is going to be interesting. Mostly going to go to Trump.
Hell, I don't even see New York.
New York, I mean, they're closing their polls too. All right, Trump won Florida. No surprise there. Harris won Massachusetts. No surprise there. That's a safe state. Trump won Tennessee. No surprise there. That's a safe red state. And Harris won Maryland. Not surprising. That's a safe blue state. So we're going to start seeing changes. And then Trump won Missouri. No surprise there. That's a safe red state. We got all of the safe states coming in. Trump won Alabama. Same deal. Safe red state. Won Oklahoma. Same deal. Harris won D.C. Not surprising. That district
Alabama.
is pretty much, that's pretty much a thing. So right now we got 90 electoral votes for Trump, 27 for Harris. But again, these are mostly all the safe states right now.
It says 13 and 45 on my end on the.
Well, yeah, they got. Well, I'm watching the TV, and they're doing their projections right now, so they're updating. Yeah, so right now we're going through what we call a red mirage right now. Pennsylvania is too early to come. Well, again, don't believe that because that's mostly been
but they said Oklahoma's red too.
Well, Oklahoma's already been called, I believe. Yeah, it's still too early to call. Like Trump's got a 10-point lead in Georgia right now.
Philadelphia's in the blue right now.
Well, Philly, yes. Are you talking about Pennsylvania or Philly?
Probably Philly.
Okay, because Philly is the map on stream not updating. Well, it takes 270 to win actually to update their.
You might need to refresh the page because I'm looking at Google over here.
Well, no, I got the live results going on 270 to win, and they'll update it eventually.
Harris 35, Trump 95.
So okay, so we're going through a little bit of a red mirage right now.
Right now,
and we'll see if that turns into like a red wave, but that could obviously change immensely.
It's kind of like a mixed bag on my end a bit. Okay, Ohio went to blue.
Nah, don't believe that.
I'm about to give up on Google.
Yeah, the TVs are gonna call it. See the changes. They're right there. And again, all that red you're seeing, those are all red states. Everybody knew that those were going to be safe red states.
Of course, this is probably like for people who are still voting. Because it's a dark blue in Texas, but it's
it's again, we still got a long way to go. I mean, but I know people right now are just constantly just looking at it like percentage. I used to do that. I'm like, I don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just Virginia. Harris has got a 9-point lead in Virginia statewide. Not surprising. That's where the polls were saying. And that's like 26% in right now for Virginia. Yeah, people are already in my other chat saying, damn, look at Texas. I'm like, dude, stop talking about that. We're not there yet.
Aren't you proud to be American?
Wait a minute. Did Rick Scott lose his election? Oh, no. He didn't. He won. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah,
Where
they
do
already
we-
projected Trump to win Oklahoma, and 0% of the vote actually got counted.
So
So
we mainly stream here. We used to stream on Twitch, but now we do it here more.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we stream here, Salt, all the time.
And I'm still working on a
Wow,
Discord.
Harris is actually like 9-point lead in Ohio now, and like a quarter of the votes are in.
No, he can.
Yeah, no, he got reelected. So did Anna Paulina Luna. I don't even. Oh,
I know. I've been too damn busy to work on our fucking Discord lately, but we'll get it up.
I just gotta find time out of my schedule.
right now my stream is right now that I watch for political thing. They have H. John Benjamin on as a guest. How do you guys see the leads and whatnot? I'm watching NBC News right now. Salt, it's best best thing.
And I'm mainly looking at Google because I don't have a TV in my bedroom right now.
Wow, H. John Benjamin literally just pulled a troll move. AP also reports Congress races. Yes, they do. AP is probably the most accurate thing that you can get for news if you want like something that's like not like really biased in any way. All right, let's see. Pennsylvania statewide 4% in. Wow, she's got a 50-point lead in Pennsylvania with 4% of the vote already in. Again, I'm not going to believe that until the end. But damn, that's huge. I follow Reuters. Salt says MTG goes back to Congress. Ew, no surprise there. South Carolina is again very Republican.
Sketchy.
Can't wait for the Alex says can't wait for the Discord.
Sketchy, go make you a nice drink. You're gonna drive yourself insane by the time this night's over.
Again, but Sketchy's worried because he's a black man and he's worried that his rights are going to be taken away.
Nice, like
all right, we got
the comments nervous a bit.
All right, we got our exit polls. Independent voters, 51% are voting for Harris. That's huge, actually, because she's getting the independent vote. No, MTG, I believe, is South Carolina, I believe. I could be wrong. It could be Georgia. Either way. All right. Independent voters in Pennsylvania is going to Trump 50%. That's the exit poll right now. All right. Popular vote with 12%. Trump has a 8-point lead in the popular vote.
Yeah, Sketchy saying MTG is Georgia.
Okay. I thought it was South Carolina. My bad. All right, Trump support amongst independents in Pennsylvania increased by 6 points, according to NBC. Independents, yeah, that means people that don't go for either party. Salt.
Yeah, we usually have 3 parties, and
well, no, we had 2.
Well, mainly 2, but people like to vote for either party. If they're in
Jasmine Concrete is back in Congress. I don't know if that's sarcasm or you're legitimately happy there, Sketchy. They couldn't even be independent in getting air into their lungs. Salt with the winners tonight.
Salt, you would fucking lose your mind over fucking these elections if you were American.
All right, we got an election alert here coming up. Georgia, still too close to call. 37% of the vote is in. Trump has got a 7-point lead. Oh, it's actually gone down for Trump. He had a 10-point lead. Now it's going now it's a 7-point lead. Now it's
yeah, but he's in the lead in Texas and Georgia.
Oh, yeah, Texas, not surprising. She called MTG bleach blonde bad build butch body. Oh, that, yeah, I remember that. I remember watching that clip. Salt says, I'm fearful even as a non-American because it indirectly affects me. Yes, this election affects the entire world. The entire world is watching this tonight.
I mean, our leaders are fucking batshit crazy. I'll say that.
All right, they're starting to count the votes in Maine. Trump's got a 0.5% lead in Maine right now, but they're counting the entire state, not just the. Did they start counting Gwinnett County in Georgia? I don't know.
I just know, like, I'm looking at the leads page, and it just says like Georgia is like in the lead with the Republicans.
All right. Virginia right now, 28% of the vote. Harris has got a 7-point lead in Loudoun County in Virginia. She's got a 16-point lead in that county. America is like that. Why can't you be normal, meme?
Because you had all these people move from different countries, and everybody brought their brand of crazy, and they put it down everybody's generation. So America is fucking batshit crazy. We inherited everybody's craziness.
All right. New Jersey is already being counted. Oh, my God. Harris has got such a lead in New Jersey. Not surprising.
America.
All right. She's leading in North Carolina by about 7 points. 8% of the vote is in.
Oh, happy Bonfire Day to our UK viewers.
All right, hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to turn that on. All right, let me look at my melatonin window. Okay. Oh, wow, she's still leading in Ohio. I'm surprised. But that can change, like, because the number just, like, changed to, like, a 4-point lead. So obviously Trump's getting some traction now. Not surprising, though. That was a safe state for Trump. Pennsylvania, oh my God, 5% of the vote. There's like a 50-point lead, but obviously that will change.
Sketchy pass the vodka. We need it.
Now I can't even drink.
I'm talking to Sketchy. Me and Sketchy is former Pokemon.
Wait, why are they counting South Carolina? South Carolina was already called. I'm surprised. All right, we'll probably go for another 45 minutes or so.
Yep.
I can't. I just lost weight. I'm waiting until next week. I haven't drank in my life, Alex says. Sketchy's like, all right, we got some projection going on right now.
Alex, I never asked you for alcohol.
Why is NBC projecting South Carolina to Trump already? It's already on the map right here. They're way behind. And again, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about the results and everything.
Dude, I have no idea what's been going on in the news lately.
Let's see. They're at Trump HQ right now in Florida. All right, still too close. Okay, Georgia's too close. North Carolina's too early. Pennsylvania's too early. All right, Trump's got trying to do the math, an 8-point lead in the popular vote with 14% of the vote. Again, these are all just the safe red states. Harris is gaining on votes total less than 2 million. Yeah, like I said, this has been just the red mirage right now, which people thought was going to happen. And so far, Trump has not declared victory. We got a projection coming in here. Josh Stein is now the governor of North Carolina. He's a Democrat who beat out Mark Robinson. And they're already projecting him. He has about a 25-point lead. He's got 58.8% of the vote with 9% already in. But that is now Josh Stein is now officially the governor of North Carolina. Mark Robinson, at one point, Trump called him or no, I don't know if he said or if Trump called him Black Hitler or Black Nazi. And when Mark Robinson heard that, he was like, "What? He's calling me a Black Nazi, or he's calling me like Black Hitler? Fuck this guy." Yeah, so that's huge for North Carolina. So yeah, they haven't had a Democratic governor in a long time. This is different now. Yeah, and it's only like 9% of the vote for the governor's race in North Carolina. They're already calling it, which was surprising. Which is not surprising, I should say, because like after the whole Mark Robinson thing with him going on a porn site and not just that, an Africa porn site where he like wanted to do all these wild things to black women, and people are just like, "What the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trump's got an 11-point lead in Georgia with 44% of the vote. In Illinois, that's a safe blue state. Harris has got a 79-point lead in Illinois. And that's only 1% of the vote being counted. All right. I'm going to close these other windows here. I'm just going to focus on the president one. North Carolina, Harris is in the lead by a 4-point lead. All right, they're not doing anything else yet. All right, Trump's got a 1-point lead in Maine, but that's only 1% of the vote. All right, we're at Harris HQ. I don't even know where Harris is right now.
I don't even know what I ate today.
You don't even know what you ate today?
That's how bad my memory could be.
Well, my House of Representatives got the same housemate. We only got like 66. Well, it's like one beat our guy by 30 points. So. Yeah, we have a lot of old people down in Florida, and they just are they're just going to keep voting Republican until they die.
This is the most
all right.
exciting thing.
All right. It's now an 8-point lead in Georgia for Trump. I said 11 the last time, I believe. Why the move from Twitch to YouTube, by the way? Because YouTube has been a lot easier to handle, like stream-wise, than Twitch.
Yeah.
Like YouTube's just a lot more user-friendly. All right, Georgia, Cobb County. Harris is up by 15 points in Cobb County, Georgia.
We kept having a lot of audio problems there, too.
Yeah, that's better than Biden and Clinton. Romney actually won that county in 2012. So she's actually doing better than all the previous people. 15-point lead in New Hampshire for Harris, 13% of the vote coming in. Fulton County, Harris is up by, now Gwinnett County, 9-point lead for Harris. Clayton County, about a 65-point lead for Harris in Clayton County, Georgia. New Jersey, a 0.2 lead for Harris in New Jersey with 10% of the vote. North Carolina, still a 4-point lead for Harris with 9% of the vote. Yeah, Georgia's still too close to call. Doherty County, about half of the votes are in Doherty County, Georgia. She's got about, I want to say, a 42-point lead in Doherty County, Georgia. And that's actually better than Biden last election cycle. All right, too close to call. Trump has got an 11-point lead right now. Ohio, Harris has a 0.9 point lead in Ohio. Pennsylvania, she's got about a 50-point lead in Pennsylvania. You guys should have dismantled democracy at Obama and declared America hegemony. Well, there was not going to be that many black voters that wanted that to happen. Not even that. We're talking also like other marginalized groups, because for a lot of marginalized groups, the Democratic Party is the only like party in power that will actually support them. Right, 10-point lead, popular vote for Trump with 16% of the vote. Obviously, we haven't done any of the West Coast yet. All right, so right now we got 105 electoral votes for Trump, 31 for Harris. Again, this is what people were projecting, the red mirage. It may turn into a wave, or it may just be a mirage. Yeah, just so dismantle democracy at Obama, we'd have the Democrats forever. Well, then the Democrats would become the right-wing party, and then a new party would come in, and it would be more leftist. Yeah, Trump's got an 11-point lead in Georgia right now. And 48% of the vote is in. North Carolina, she's got now a 7-point lead. It actually went up for Harris the last time I checked. Still too close to call. Back to sensibility, win, win, win. Pennsylvania, I want to say 55-point lead for Harris with 8% of the vote in. Trying to find out about the Sylph. To the surprise of nobody, we live in a country that hates women more than it hates a bigoted child rapist.
Hey, Sylph.
Again, Sylph, you came in late, but you know these were all safe states for Trump. I mean, these were no-brainers. All right, Ohio, Harris has got a 0.7% lead in Ohio. Pennsylvania, about still a 25-point lead, still too early to call. Georgia, an 11-point lead for Trump, still too close to call. All right, votes are now being counted in Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. No surprise there. All right, they're going to the big board over here. Exit polls. Nationwide, 53% of women are voting. 47% of men are voting. That's the nationwide exit poll right now. Nationwide, for women, 55% of them are voting for Harris. 43% of them are voting for Trump. By the way, where's that 8% of PA coming from? What do you mean
Huh?
8%? Profile pic is my, oh, yeah, that's the lake dog. When you was a puppy, oh, poor Sylph. All right, so it looks like women are voting a lot more in this election than men are, right? As currently right now with this exit poll. And they're voting for Harris more than Trump. Which was kind of the projection going into what they were doing with the polling before the votes were being counted. All right, so far no changes.
Don't you just hate the waiting game?
Well, I mean that's what you have to expect with elections like this. I mean, it was like the same thing with the midterms 2 years ago, and everybody was predicting a red wave for that with the polls, and everyone was just totally wrong. But we'll see what happens with the polls this time, because a lot of people thought that in this election that the Republican like poll watchers were just over flooding the polling with like Republican stuff because they were just trying to will it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're trying to keep it so 50-50 because they're afraid of being wrong and their reputations being ruined. That's the other thing I forgot to talk about. Like the reason why I didn't do like monthly polling data was because of people were just flooding in with like Republican polling stuff, and it was coming from like high school kids that were doing like votes in their high school, and people were like, "Oh, hey, let's count this as an official poll thing," and the people are like, "What? Republicans are actually counting like a poll that was done in a high school by these two Republican teenagers?"
Chester, you're not getting my sucker, so stop.
All right, we're going to have some new projections soon. We're going to be on for another 25 minutes because I want to make sure that I get sleep for tomorrow because I have to work. So, and I just want to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep and then I'm doing everything properly. I don't want to stay up too late.
Mm-hmm.
I fear the intelligence of the next generation. You mean like Generation Alpha and Zoomers? That is after Gen Alpha? So you mean Gen Beta?
Dude, I can't keep up with these gen names anymore.
Yeah, I think we're going into the green. Same people will throw temper tantrums and try to form a coup if they don't get their way, and yet somehow everyone else is a snowflake. Well, I mean, the thing that people are worried about right now with the Red Mirage is that Trump is going to declare victory, and then he's going to force all the Republicans that are counting the votes to stop counting and just accept the results as it is. Yeah, whatever it's going to be called, Gen Alpha is humorous enough.
Can we call it?
I mean, you have to also think too. Zoomers also had a big influence on the midterms 2 years ago, and they overpowered Republican voters that were older. I don't want my comedy to come near me. All right. Let's see. Amendment 4 in Florida, right to abortion, 57% with 82% of the vote. We need to reach 60% in order for it to pass. So it has to reach this 60% threshold in order for that to happen. So
Chester's right on me right now, and he keeps raising his butt every time I pet him.
All right, 12-point lead for Harris in New Jersey. No surprise there. That's a safe blue state. North Carolina, 3-point lead for Harris. So Trump's getting some votes now. With 13% of the vote. All right, Oklahoma won. Okay. Yeah, it's just a lot of talking on the TV right now.
Too bad we can't stream it.
Nah, yeah, because copyright would do that to us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like I think in Florida we just banned people from killing fish and wildlife. Anyway, why can't the American map be updated? Can't we just have sensible borders between states? All right, polls are closing right now in Arkansas. So we'll find out
God.
that Arkansas is a safe Trump state, so that's going to go to him. It's 8:30 right now. All right, we're doing a projection. NBC News is doing a projection. Yeah, they're already calling it for Arkansas and the 0% voting going on in Arkansas. So, again, that was a safe Trump state. That was surprised there. Georgia right now still an 11-point lead for Trump, still too close to call with 53% of the vote. Pennsylvania, I want to say about a 40 lead for Harris. North Carolina, about a 1-point lead for Harris. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I know, right? Wait, I know that sliver over Texas is bothering my what? Is bothering your All right, we got a 2-point lead for Harris in Virginia, with 39% of the vote being counted. All right, in Loudoun County, Virginia, she's up by 16 points. That's lower than Biden was.
That meant to say me.
Oh, is bothering me? Okay. Sorry.
Surprised you're not in here still commentary. You're way better at that than I am.
Sylph was Sylph didn't want to come on tonight.
Sylph, I hope you have some updates on the Pokemon lore stuff.
All right, here's something from one of my people that I like. If you're feeling a little bit unsettled tonight, consider upping your regulation game. There are a lot of effective regulation tools, strategies, and support depicted in this photo. One of them is, just moving around in your chair. You can stand to work, visual organizers, hugs from staff. But we also have a sensory seeker. Okay, let this be a reminder to all of us. Sometimes one strategy isn't enough to meet the regulation need. When you find yourself in such a spot, get creative, explore new things, and/or combine trusted go-to strategies until you find just what you need to power up or power down in a way that creates a feeling of content.
Sweet.
All right, they're talking about Virginia Beach. That's Trump leading by 9 points. That's a county that Biden actually won, but Trump won in 2016. All right, we got a new projection coming in here. Okay, Harris won Delaware. No surprise. That's a safe blue state. I haven't checked today, but there's probably more info on the Reddit.
I love getting the leaks from Pokemon.
Oh, I got a battleground alert. Oh, okay. Oh, they're in Gwinnett County, Georgia right now. They're counting the votes over there.
Still?
Yep.
Good Lord. Georgia's been fucking counting votes for like an hour now.
Again, this is a huge battleground state, so they're taking their sweet time. They want to make sure they get this right.
I have a feeling in another like 500 years, it'll be like fucking the Hunger Games or something. May the odds be ever in your favor. That's what they should say to each candidate. Oh, Sketchy posted something.
All right. I'm asking about Gwinnett because Raphael Warnock won in the special election and that county won him the seat. Yeah, they're talking about it right now, but they're not showing the results. They're just showing the entire polling place right now. Let's see. Oh, sorry. And if Allard and Osborne flip and Tester holds on, we have a Senate majority. That is if Osborne doesn't get the power to his head. Yeah, well, again, we're going to have to completely wait until see how everything turns out with the Senate because I don't think those Senate votes are going to come in until very much late. And again, we're going to come off in like 20 minutes anyway. Maybe a little bit earlier because I'm already starting to get tired and I want to make sure I get enough rest.
What's ND in the state?
What?
What's ND? I can't remember which state that is.
ND? Oh, North Dakota.
North Dakota, Kansas,
Yeah.
Missouri, and Texas, Georgia, Virginia, North Carolina. Like all the Republicans are like in the lead on that. But they're not. But Harris has won Illinois. Michigan. I'm kind of zoned out.
You want to head off then?
No, I'm fine. We're in this together, like I said.
AP calls Illinois for Harris. No surprise there. That's a safe blue state.
It is 45.4 for Harris percent and 53.5% for Trump in votes right now.
Yeah, they still got a lot to do. They're already projecting there's going to be a lot more people voting than in 2020. So we'll see if that actually is projected to be correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What makes a state red or blue? Well, the Electoral College, it depends on who gets the majority of the votes. So, like, which candidate gets the majority. All right, Gwinnett County. Harris has a 22-point lead in Gwinnett County. And that's in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Shouldn't votes be done every 10 years or so instead of 4? Well, the reason why they did 4 was because of FDR. Oh no, that's term limits. Sorry. No, they figured 4 years because they wanted to make sure that, because of 10 years, because if they did it for 10 years, then that's an entire generation. So they wanted to try to do it they wanted to try to keep a president's term short, because there was always the possibility that a president might actually become fascistic, and they wanted to try to make sure that they put an end to a president's reign if they decided to go in the opposite direction, type of deal. So that's why they pick 4 instead of 10. It's supposed to keep checks and balances in terms of powers for presidents. That's why we have term limits, because FDR was so popular. Yeah, 10 is about about 10 years is about a generation, if you really think about it. Sometimes just a little bit more, like maybe like 11 or 12, but yeah, 10 is really a generation. That's how long it takes a kid to be remotely sane. Well, actually, your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25. Well, they're already calling Trump a projected winner in Arkansas, and yet Harris has got like 30% of the vote. That's funny. And checks and balances can be maintained without short-term limits. Let's see. It's not so much the state, but the cities. Yeah. All right. Connecticut's on the board now. That's most likely going to go to Harris because that's a safe blue state. All short-term limits do is encourage short-term gains. Well, think about it this way. If you had, technically, that's why they give presidents 2 terms. Because if you really think about it, Obama was president for 8 years because he got reelected again. But FDR was in office for about, I want to say, about 14 years, if I'm remembering, about 14 to 16 years. But they put term limits after that because, like, FDR was so popular, the Republicans are like, it's not fair that he keeps winning, so we're going to put term limits so only presidents can serve 2 terms in office, which is equal to 8 years. So, and also people got sick of Trump after 4 years, so they were like, okay, enough, we want Biden, and that's what happened. But it's still 4 years per. Yeah, it's the same thing with governors as well. It's difficult to focus on a long-term goal when results must be tangible with 4 years. That's why they treat, again, because the executive branch is not the, okay, hold on. They're doing what ifs right now. Let's see. So they're already projecting that Harris is going to get 226 electoral votes throughout the end of the night, and then Trump's going to get 219. It's just going to come down to the battleground states. For example, New York City is the largest in the state due to its large population. It's very diverse, and they tend to vote Dem. Yes. And the reason why we have the Electoral College is because, like, people were like, oh, what about the people of Montana? The people of Montana want to be able to, have a say. Like, why should it be the popular vote? That's why we have the Electoral College, because they were afraid that the majority would actually end up becoming fascist or whatever. It's either the population's dumb, the stockholders are selfish, the elites are corrupt, or the system is haywire. You need to join the DSA, Salt. You'd probably fit in right well with them. If you have your local DSA around, you should probably go join them, because you would probably do good, like to do like grassroots organizing over there with them. Yeah, Montana has a smaller population. It's usually spread out so it turns red. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the Electoral College was made, because they were worried about the people that didn't live in cities. They were so afraid of the cities are gonna be fascist. And also, what's a DSA? So DSA stands for Democratic Socialist Association. They're basically the Democratic Socialists. They don't adhere to any of the 2 parties. They are very into long-term grassroots organizing, so they don't focus so much on doing electoral votes. They help out in local areas. They help in state elections, local elections. They try to make sure that local candidates get into office, or their preferred electoral candidates. They're more leftist. Yes, they are democratic socialists, Salt. They're the closest to the socialists as anything else. Yes, gerrymandering and voter suppression is also a thing too. That's what they've been trying to do by trying to burn the votes and gerrymandering and everything. That's why they've been messing with the district lines and everything. I thought those were skinned alive and executed publicly in America, the land of capitalists. No, they can't do that. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't do that.
What the hell have you been hearing about our fucking country?
Well, I mean, capitalists. I mean, everybody that's not an American citizen is pretty much like either leaning socialist or I mean, especially in South America. South America is like almost very socialist over there. Especially in Brazil, because their president is like, I wouldn't say socialist, but he leans pretty close. By the way, this is old news, but did you guys know AI gerrymanders better than any political party? Damn. For example, using ID, some states want you to get a specific ID so you can vote. Yes, I know about that. However, some people don't have it. Driver's licenses don't count if people move around because the U.S. is expensive. Of course. All right. Trump now has the lead in North Carolina. About 8-point lead, I want to say. Sorry. 6-point lead. Sorry.
I have to use the bathroom, but the cat is laying on me, and I can't get up. I can't use the bathroom.
All right, we're in a commercial break.
Woo!
Well, AI would, because Republicans gerrymander keep control. Look at Dan Crenshaw's congressional district, and then look at AOC's. Yeah, no doubt, Sketchity. All right, everybody, we're going to be leaving soon. Like I said, I'm going to try to get to sleep tonight. I want to make sure that I have enough rest for tomorrow, regardless of what happens, because I need to make sure that I'm completely rested for work. So I don't want to stay up too late.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this last year, if you really think about it. It was like this last year.
Yeah, not last year, 4 years ago.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4 years ago. God.
But to say we don't vote every year like this.
Well, actually, technically, if it's not the midterms and it's not a presidential election, what they're called are special elections.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, special elections still happen on election day every year. It's just like sometimes it's a governor's race, or it's a Senate seat, or it's a congressional district type of deal. 4 years ago might as well be last year. It feels like an eternity for me, Salt.
Yeah.
4 years ago felt like a very long time ago.
By the time the next election come around, I'm like, oh, is that time again? Damn it. That's when I don't want to watch the TV the most. I hate looking at those political ads. Chester, please don't fall asleep on me. For democracy.
For democracy, somebody's assault.
So if we ever get this Discord up, you better join. I can't wait to talk to you. I ain't tired, Alex. I gotta go pee, and Chester's on top of me, and I can't move. Because I don't want to disturb him. I'm starting to miss our twins.
Oh, the twins, yeah. I don't know. They probably are working hard right now.
Yeah, they're probably like in college right now working. Are they back from commercial break?
No, they're doing my local news right now.
Well, like we said, so we'll be on tomorrow and we'll be on Friday
Yeah.
at 8 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, looks like we're not going to get like recreational weed.
Oh,
We didn't get the 60% threshold, and 97% of the votes already counted.
I wanted weed.
And yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get protections for abortion here either.
What is wrong with you, America? Weed and abortion.
In Florida, I should say.
Oh.
Why don't you guys use UTC? What's UTC?
Universal Coordinated Time.
Oh, universal. Isn't it nice to conform to international systems? I mean, I guess. I mean, we usually try to do Eastern Standard Time because that's when I go live.
Yeah, and I'm on Central.
Yeah.
Well, you can always catch the streams like later. You can always rewatch them.
Is UTC 5, I believe, and Central is UTC 6, -6, I want to say. I guess.
I'm lost. I'm just too tired and even not regain any information. I just know we're in the middle of a fucking election. We need some nice jazz music in the background, Joey.
Hold on. Let me see if I can even pull up some jazz right here. Oh, they don't have jazz in here, but they do have lo-fi. Is that better?
It'll do for now. Welcome back, Sil.
I heard that as I'm lost, so now I must do the thing.
We're just trying to keep everybody awake.
All right, they're already counting Michigan. All right, we got about 5 minutes left.
Everybody just chill and listen to the music. Four minutes.
Alrighty. Yeah, they don't look like they're going to be doing any more projections for the rest of the until the polling
Want to cut
stops
it
in there.
You want to cut it short?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, guys. That's it for
All right,
tonight.
dudes.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be back here.
Oh, still says something.
Oh wait, I found something on the PokeLeaks subreddit. They were very particular about how Pikachu is, and rejected a photo because they didn't want hands associated with the 40-degree arm rise that I can't name. Okay, interesting. All right, everybody. We are going to head off tonight. We will be back tomorrow, and we will go over exactly what happened, if there's anything that does happen, and we will catch you all then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night if you can. Get some good sleep, and we will catch you all tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.